comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, yeah. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like.
What's up, Titans Nation? Welcome in to the 615. It's your host, Lee Hillis, and welcome in to the SeatGeek Studios, sponsored by our partners here at SeatGeek. You can use our code 615podcast. That is 615PODCAST at checkout for $20 off your first order of $50 or more on SeatGeek.com or in the SeatGeek app. And of course, you see one of our two counterparts in here, our co-host, Tyler King. What's up, TK?
What's up, Tighten up? I'll just say it like that because, oh, man, a little rough.
And let's go ahead and bring the man in the suit.
Hey, there's a reason.
Jason, because
Absolutely.
it is funeral time. Because once week 18 closes, the Titan season is done.
Yeah, and so we're doing something cool tonight. So Tyler did not watch the game live. He watched it one time. Are you watching it again, or is it just me?
I've got it on too.
Okay,
It's right here beside me. So if I've
got it on too.
Yeah.
Okay, so all three of us are pretty much. I am ingesting. I'm gonna digest this game for the first time. So I have not seen it. I avoided all spoilers, all stats. I did this on purpose. I had to be somewhere on Sunday. Couldn't be avoided. So
Also,
sorry, big play. Anyway, I'm watching it live.
Hey,
I'll have to say I'm watching it live.
Surprise Josh, because I know we had talked about it. Lee is not going to mute you at any time.
Oh, that's not a good idea.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Let it slide.
Okay.
We just talked about it. It's not going to happen. By the way, Josh just found that out because he didn't know that. But you're not even muted.
I was going to mute myself.
No.
I'm going to get really hype, especially if there's at any point where this. I just don't understand how you have a 10-6 game. Spoiler alert. I know the end.
No, I know.
But I just don't see how you can have a 10-6 game. They're cutting them up. Like they look good.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Yeah.
I would be hyped right now. I'd be like, oh man, we're about to just destroy the Jags right now.
I'll tell you right now, Josh. And we kind of talked about it a little bit, but this is one of the weirdest games I've watched because honestly, I don't think we played awful. We just didn't score enough points, which is so cliche, but those are in the words of Mike Keith on the broadcast. Like, we honestly look like we controlled most of this game until late in the fourth quarter, which you'll see later.
I was going to say, I wonder what the time of possession was at the end. I mean, it looks like our plan from the get-go is just to run it down their throat.
Yeah. But do you want to go ahead? Do you want to go ahead and bring in some stats while he's watching?
Absolutely. Please do.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and roll it while he's watching because we can still hear him.
So I put this poll out last night, and here were the results. That the question was, how hot is Callahan's seat? Extremely hot, toasty, or not at all? 50% of the votes that came in said toasty. 21% said extremely hot. 29% said not at all.
It's very interesting, man.
Accurate.
I actually agree with our fans, though. I do agree with our fans. I think it's toasty.
His seat is getting warm.
Yeah.
Murph, what are you thinking?
I think after last week, I mean, he's lucky to have this opportunity. So to put out 10 points, he's got to have a damn good excuse for this one. So I'm assuming you put that up after the game.
Yeah.
8 p.m.
This was
Yeah.
at 8
Let me
o'clock
watch
last
the game
night.
first.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna see if we're.
And
if we're
then,
getting
so
a good
diving
quarterback
into
or
team
not, too.
stats, starting with the Titans, Will Levis, 19 to 32, 168.
168. Whoa.
Yeah.
20 points.
No
Whoa.
touchdown.
But Pollard,
No
Pollard,
touchdowns,
that,
no
that, that
interceptions.
tracks. All right, Ridley,
Tony
5
Pollard.
yards on line of scrimmage. Okay.
Tony Pollard, 21 carries, 102. Tajay Spears, 6 for 21. Will Levis, 1 for 3.
I can't stand Calvin Ridley.
Calvin
And
Ridley.
Let Josh cook on that just for a second. Is it because of his inconsistency, Josh?
I think he just tries to do too much. He just does the most. Like he'll have the ball 60 yards down the field. There won't be a defender within a mile and a half, and he'll just jump backwards for something.
So, do you remember when he got blown out by the Lions? This was right before Josh actually joined us full time on the pod. I called Josh, and me and Josh talked about this, and we hadn't talked in like a while actually on the phone.
Yeah.
So we started talking, and literally at the same time, it was like a jinx moment. I was like, yeah. And when Calvin, he was like, yeah, when Calvin cut back, like,
I remember.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't understand. Just run towards the end zone, dude.
Yeah, just run straight.
Can I
get the most yards you can? Go ahead.
There's a video that I'm gonna bring it up, and I talked to Tyler about this. It was from Jason McCourty talking about Will Levis. The reason Will Levis looks bad statistically is because he tries too hard to be good.
Send Nick Folk to the Pro Bowl.
Right. As he was like calling for the penalty. Are you seeing that play?
Huh? No.
Where he was like calling, like they held me, like calling for the penalty.
No, I just watched him kick a field goal. I watched him kick like a 90-yard field goal for.
Yeah, you know what's sad is we also used to say that about Brent Kern. It's like,
why was the punter our MVP?
Yeah, like Kern, Stonehouse. Now
since Stonehouse to the.
But anyway, Lee, what were you saying exactly?
So per Jason McCourty, Will Levis tries too hard to be good, that he's bad.
That's how I feel about Ridley.
Wait a second. No, you're talking about. Hold on. I don't mean to like correct you, but are you talking? I think you're talking. It's Logan Ryan.
I don't know. I haven't heard that.
Was it Logan Ryan?
It was Logan Ryan. That's who you're talking about.
A cornerback legend for the Titans.
Yes, that's who you're talking about. Yeah. He did say he just tries too much. But you know what's crazy is I've actually said this. Everybody's like, he dives too hard. He like does X, Y, and Z. I want to see him run more. I think he is like torn. I want to see him run more. I want to see him do the crazy shit. I do. Go ahead.
I have an off the wall question. Just randomly thrown in here. Better career as a Titan, Logan Ryan or Jason McCourty?
McCourty.
McCourty. Logan Ryan ended the New England Patriots dynasty.
I was about to say, I would say Logan Ryan.
That is true.
Yeah.
Now, McCourty was great. He was a 5th round pick for us. A great find for us.
We also were winning when we had Logan Ryan.
McCourty was a bright spot on a bad team, though.
That's true. But Logan Ryan, we were winning. And you know what I've talked about on the pod all the time. Like, we can talk about stats all day and all this, that, and other, but I want to win games.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ooh, Wuze sighting.
The pick.
No, I just saw him for the first time all season. That was
this. What minute are you at, Josh?
7 minutes left in the first.
Oh, okay.
I'll skip ahead of some.
I'm over 9 minutes. I'm over 9 minutes left in the. Actually, I'm just over 8:40 left in the second.
No, it's
quarter.
fine. I'm actually in the second. Yeah, I'm with you, Lee.
8:40 left in the second.
I'm with you with Wiley's big catch just now. That just happened on my end.
I just had the Ridley catch at the 8-minute mark.
Okay.
Here comes the Wiley catch.
Okay, I'm at 9:20. What minute mark are you guys at?
7:37 is where I'm at.
In just the stream
second
that we're
quarter.
On?
No, second quarter.
I'm at 11:26 on the counter on the actual whatever. Like not second. Like, I'm in the second quarter, but 11:26 into this 35.
Don't worry, you can skip ahead. There, it's still 3-0. Okay, I just saw the Wiley catch.
Yes. Okay. So you're more. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait.
That was a nice play. That considering he only had 2 catches, that was a pretty nice one.
I think he had 2 for 31. Yeah.
The revisionist, the
2 for 31. He on 2 targets.
Man, what has happened
Calvin
with Wiley?
Ridley,
Why
7
can't he
for
get
59.
together, dude?
Hold on, Lee. What's that?
No, you're good. Go ahead, Lee. You good, my guy?
Tony Pollard 2 for 22. NWI. This is depressing. After the week he had,
Yeah.
1 catch for 19. Bryce
I'll have to
Oliver
see it.
1 for 16. Chigakonkwo 3 for 8. Tyler Boyd 1 for 7. Nick Burnett 1 for 4. Tajay Spears 1 for 2.
Horrendous, dude. What are we just throwing a lot of stuff behind the line of scrimmage? That's horrendous stat line.
Actually, Josh, I'm glad you said that. I'm tired of seeing it, man. It's 1st and 10, and we pitch it back 6 yards, or we throw a screen back. Like I don't. I'm sick. That's why, like, when we get into Callahan stuff, that's why I'm like having issues with this Pee-wee football stuff. Like, I don't understand it.
What I would, and I saw something on Facebook before we started that makes way too much sense in my opinion.
Right there.
And I told somebody on Twitter yesterday.
It's
Cal-
fourth
as-
and goal from it's whatever it is. They're on the 4-yard line, and you throw the ball 5 yards backwards to the 10.
That's what I'm talking about.
I
What
just
are we
watched
doing?
it.
What
Go
are
ahead,
we?
Lee.
That's what I'm saying. All right, go ahead, Lee.
There's someone was like, I want Callahan gone. The statement that I made that I would like to see, Callahan as the head coach, okay, but relinquish your play calling.
You think Holtz would be a better play caller?
I wouldn't
Has
even
Holtz ever
have
called
him
plays
as
before?
OC.
Oh,
No.
As your
I
play
want-
caller, yeah.
I want Arthur Smith back as our offensive coordinator.
Dude, me too. So
You know where
I would
You
fire
know-
Callahan tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
you know where I would
Please
go?
give me baby Rabel. Who you got?
Eric Bieniemy.
Bro, I'm gonna log off this cast.
Right.
Yeah, the enemy just got fired.
Dude, no, man. You got to remember when we were good, dude. Arthur Smith was there, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like-
I don't think he'd come back as an OC. Though I think you'd have to give him the head coach.
Yeah.
and he deserves it
Yeah.
after what he's done in Pittsburgh.
I think he would rather have a head coaching job over going basically making a lateral move, unless you did what Washington did with Bieniemy and made him OC and the associate head coach or the
Yeah,
assistant
that's
head coach.
That was
Whatever.
a bad Washington team too, and it shouldn't have been. Sam Howell was.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like Sam Howell. I'm one of the few
and
Sam Howell
so
believers.
back to the stats. Will Levis fumbled, but I'm guessing Latham jumped on it.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. But that was
And
at the end of the
then
half.
Luke
He got hit
Gifford.
hard, and we didn't know if he was going to come back. That's when that happened.
Yeah,
Here's my interception.
Well, I thought-
stat on
okay,
here.
we'll get right here.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you got to give my boy Otis.
Luke Gifford. 12 total tackles,
Wow,
9 of them
where's he
solo.
been? Where's my guy?
He's mostly a
been?
special teams guy.
Well, give him a
Otis
promotion.
Reese, 7 tackles, 4 solo. Sebastian
play so
Joseph
much?
Day. That is actually a very good question because I think Jerome Baker was probably a scratch yesterday.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
Question about Landry, because he did go down. Do we know any updates on him?
Who?
Landry goes down.
Callahan
Landry went down.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Callahan
That's
should've
why
said during his
that.
press
Reese
conference.
came in and yeah.
You shouldn't have told me that. Anyway,
Sorry.
You're right.
Callahan said today during his press conference they want to wait until Wednesday to evaluate.
Man, that's rough. Really?
Yes.
That's rough. You hate to hear that.
Sebastian Joseph Day and Jeff both have 5 total tackles. Jeff had 3 solo. Sebastian Joseph Day had 2. Arden
What is
Key
this play,
had
bro?
4 total.
Yeah, what's sad is like Harold Landry went
They're
out.
letting Ridley
Also-
get mugged at the freaking goal line, dude. Like
Oh,
what
yeah.
kind of route is that?
Yeah.
Like put a tight end out there if you're gonna run some stupid outs like that.
But also, so you got
Why do
Harold
we have a
throw it
gray
from the
sighting.
2?
We had a gray sighting.
finally.
What are you doing? Who called that? It's 3rd down and you're throwing from the
tackle.
2-yard line. I haven't seen a run play yet.
But the Titans had 1 sack on the day, and that came from Harold Landry.
And he got hurt.
Interceptions.
Okay. I will say,
Welcome back. Welcome back, Cheeto.
I've been wanting to see him all year, man.
I
Like,
got Simmons in the game.
and honestly,
What happened to the NFL fullback position before you go on your tangent there? Like, what are we doing putting a defensive tackle in it?
I think Lorenzo Neal left the league, and then they just said we won't do it anymore.
Yes. Oh, here.
Like, I honestly
Levis,
think that's what happened.
Levis got
man.
freaking rocked. Levis got rocked.
Oh, he got
They had Simmons in the game at fullback, and they threw the ball on 4th down. I just witnessed this. And you threw it.
Are you 3rd quarter or no?
Oh my god! No, I just watched. What am I? 2nd quarter, 5 minutes left. It's 4:41 left in the clock.
I just crossed the halftime. I just crossed halftime.
I'm on your stream, Lee. I'm
Oh.
right there with you.
I'm watching. Oh, maybe your condensed is shorter than mine.
It's 35.
What is mine?
32
total.
or 35, yeah.
Oh, I'm watching the full game. I'm an idiot.
Oh, you're okay. Hey, it's all good, man.
No. Maybe I wouldn't be so mad if I was watching at the same speed y'all are.
I was wondering what's going on here. But hey, you know what?
You're like,
to see Harold go down like that and then him have the only sack wasn't good. But then this is what I wanted to say. We've been talking about Cheeto like all year, and he literally comes out in the first half and picks a ball off.
I'm happy. I'm happy to see that.
God.
happen for him.
So
And it makes you think, what
the
if?
freaking
Again, that's high hopes over here, but
so the punt that Jacksonville made coming out of the half, freaking Mason Kinsey.
he didn't fumble.
He didn't fumble, but
That's
he
amazing.
caught it and failed.
You know, at least we didn't get a false start.
Otis Reese, shout out to him.
Love Otis Reese, man. Been one of those guys who just keeps hanging around.
You know that I was listening to Titans Talkback actually today from yesterday, and they literally said Otis Reese is the guy, and he's been that for the Titans. That when players go down and get hurt, he does come in and make plays. Like, I actually think he's actually not a bad asset to this team.
No, he's a good death piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the way I look at him is he's like a bad ex that won't go away.
I like Otis Reese. That's how I felt about Nick Westbrook at Keeney and Mason Kinsey.
That's good stuff.
Tyler Bell spit his.
Yeah, that was
That's
good, man.
funny.
That was good stuff. It is
That's
true,
the
though.
same way I look at That's why I look at NWY and Mason Kinsey, because when
Any
it comes
guys
to
like that, though.
receivers,
Those are culture guys.
the guys like Mason Kinsey and NWY, they are the longest tenured wide receivers on this roster, and they are like that X that won't go away.
Yeah, you know that one that like
Will
when
blow your
times-
phone up late at night.
But hey, at least they care. But at the same time, you're like, well, she cares, but I don't know if I like it in this way. It's one of those situations.
Could she care less?
But at the same time, when she shows up like, boom.
So after stats, After the stats, we're going to talk about head coach Brian Callahan.
Yeah, Josh.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
After we're
need
done
to hear
with Tennessee's and Jacksonville's. Tajay Spears had 2 returns, 58. Mason Kinsey 1 for 6. Nick Folk went 2 for 2 with a long of 46. Ryan Stonehouse, all 3 of his punts landed inside the 20 with an
That's
average of 48 yards per punt with a long of 52.
That's a good stat.
That's been the bright spot.
Yeah. Once again, one of our kickers.
And then we head to the Jacksonville.
Josh is
Yeah.
Let's just run through these real quick because it doesn't even matter, man, other than Brian Thomas.
I want to know what the penalty stat was.
Mac Jones, 23 of 31 with 222 interceptions. So the Titans won the freaking turnover battle, but lost the game.
Weirdest game I've watched, and this is
That
great
don't
play
even
right
make freaking sense. Brian Thomas, 8 catches,
star.
12 targets, 86 yards.
We're
Do
gonna
you
have to worry
know-
about that guy for a while.
Hey,
Travis
did you know-
Etienne.
Hold on, Lee, real
Travis-
quick.
Travis
You
Etienne.
know, you know the Brian Thomas stuff, Lee? You know that came all almost in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter, right? Yeah. Okay. Keep rolling.
Really?
Yes, it did.
That
You'll
is
see it.
ridiculous.
Almost all of it came. He had 2 receptions before the fourth quarter, I think.
Travis Etienne, 4 catches, 4 targets for 50. Evan Ingram, 4 catches on 6 targets, 33. Brenton Strange, 1 catch, 1 target, 21. Parker Washington,
Otis
2 for
Reese.
15. Devin Duvernay, 3 for 8. Tank Bigsby, 1 for 7.
What happened to Travis
Oh.
Etienne? Like he's been hurt all year, hasn't he? Pretty much.
I think he's had
No.
kind of one of those like Julio injuries where he's like a hamstring or something.
Yeah,
where he's
like
in and out.
knacky.
Yeah, like soft tissue. One of
Ooh.
those. Yeah, soft tissue.
No, I'm looking at this fumble from Levis. It's like right after the Otis Reese interception.
Oh, he got hit really hard, dude. And I thought he was going to be out for the game. I thought we were going to see Mason, which we'll also get into later.
Okay. Go ahead. Lee.
Kellen Robinson, kick return, 2 for 34. Devin Duvernay, I'm glad we held that in check, 2 for 8. Cam Little, 1 for 1 from long from 23. And then Logan Cook, 4 punts, 1 inside the 20. Roughly 49 to 50 yards per punt with a long of 53. But based on everything that we have seen out of Callahan, do y'all think that he can lead this team?
Let's see. Tyler's
There's a lot of
looking at the ground.
No, I'm just I will tell you straight up. I'm. You remember like when I was jumping the gun on Levis, which my opinion's changed on that a lot. I think we need to roll with Levis next year. Whatever. Set that aside. I've stayed pretty like hardcore on my like opinion on the whole Callahan thing. I don't like these cute plays. I'm with Lee. I think he needs, if he does stay, he needs to give them to somebody else. He needs to give the play calling to somebody else. I personally think his seat is a lot hotter than our poll actually like came across and said. It's bad. We're losing. We don't have a bad roster. We do not have a bad roster. I want to go ahead and say that. We don't have a bad roster, and you're not able to do anything with it. That's what I'm viewing right now.
If the way I look at it is, if you have any other coach, you're probably talking about 8-9 win team right now.
Based on
well,
based on our roster.
Based on roster and talent, yes, but honestly, I will say I think if Vrabel had this same team, I think it's better. And Lee, I know you disagree.
Who
on
on
that.
this team has done anything before this year?
Really?
Yeah, I'm asking.
Dude, Josh Ridley
has done what?
Last
Was his
year.
best- what was
Wait,
his
are you
Last
talking
year,
about winning
Jacksonville.
games or are we talking about stats?
No, I'm talking about statistical in the individual
Okay.
statistics.
Okay.
Like what anybody ask somebody in Seattle, Washington.
Pollard
Then
last year in
and I'm
Dallas.
looking at him right now about to ask you guys if we should sign him to a longer deal because he's the only guy out there who looks like he showed up.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
But who else has done anything? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Outside of Pollard?
No. But Josh, here's my thing though. This is what I'm saying about you can't. Josh, you have said this before. You would have liked to see what Vrabel could have done with this team.
I absolutely believe Vrabel would have done a better job with this roster.
Okay,
but my thing is, you hired this guy and you allowed him, and I'm speaking from the perspective of Amy Adams Trump. You fired your dude who took you to an AFC Championship game.
Okay.
You bring a guy in who's never called plays before. This is his first time as a head coach. His first time as trying to be a leader of men. Like this is your I want Callahan gone as much as the next guy. But you really got to look at it. Does it make sense for Amy Adams Trump to fire it? Because now you're paying two coaches and you have to hire a third one.
Well, now you're
still paying Vrabel.
But you've also not opened up. I think Amy Adams needs to go too, but that's also my opinion.
She's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I know. But also, let me tell you this though too. At the same time, like with what you're saying, like you literally said Vrabel would have done a better job.
I don't know, maybe a win or two. These guys would still be playing. I don't think that there was an intensity difference on the defensive side of the ball, specifically when Vrabel coached football for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, it wasn't the sexiest thing to watch, but
no. So you just said it. We've never had a passing offense that even resembled this, where we've got a list this long of people who've caught passes that day. Even on a bad day where he only completed 19 passes, he spread the ball around.
Yeah, but if Lee brought the stats back up, look at I know we air rated against the.
Okay, who are the top three receivers when Vrabel was the head coach?
AJ Brown.
Okay,
of course.
Congratulations.
Exactly. AJ Brown. AJ Brown.
That's probably.
Delaney Walker would probably be your second one.
Yeah, you already.
Okay, take your time. It's fine. We got all night. All right, and then who's three? Who's three?
Derrick Henry.
But that's my point.
I know what you're saying. That's a fair point. Yeah,
we're getting people involved. We're making a conscientious effort. We're putting a billboard out there that says, "Hey, come play for the Tennessee Titans next year. You might suck because your coach is terrible, but at least you'll get the ball."
Okay, so let me ask you this. What you think on Callahan? Question of the night. Is Callahan a leader of men like you just said?
Roll the clip. Roll the clip. Mute everybody and roll the clip.
I told you you'd never forget this game. You will never forget this game. We don't have to talk about how tough we are. We don't have to talk about how resilient we are. We live it, man. We've been living it. Where's our defense at? Offense, that's the way to step up, man. That's the way to step up. There you go, Skip. Keep throwing up, whatever you're doing over there. That's the way to freaking land on the line. Guys, I'm so freaking proud of you, man. That's the way to show up. You talk about pressure, we live in pressure. That's where we freaking thrive. You did it again. You did it again. All right? It doesn't matter who's playing for us. It doesn't matter what's going on. You always find a way to win. That's what champions do. This is not happenstance, man. This doesn't just happen. This has been in the making, man. This has been in the making. All right? We are all supposed to be here together, man. We're destined for this. Just stay the course. That's 12, and that's 4 in the division. All right, I got 2 game balls. All right. First one here, 6 receptions. I can't read this first one. I'm going to say 43 yards, 2 tugs. His first one since 2021. Can't catch it.
And that's Titan brand football.
Okay. That's what I'm saying, though, because we had talked about it before, and you said like you wanted a leader of men. Brian Callahan is this guy, Josh. He's the come on, guys. No, he's come on, guys. Let's do a good job. Oh, it's okay, honey. We don't need that shit. That's not what the Titans are used to. Vrabel will get in somebody's ass. He's over there just.
Now,
it's okay, guys. Oh man, and then he'll get fired up. But when he gets fired up, it looks fake. I'm done with that shit. I'm sorry.
I feel you 100%.
Okay.
But that guy run through a wall for him. And you got to think about when you look at that defense in particular, how many stars they've lost. Aiden Hutchinson is on IR.
Oh,
completely devastating.
Yeah.
David Long is there.
They signed him after he left Miami. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is.
I just found that out when he recovered the fumble because the Packers game. Yeah, but whatever. I was like,
now,
oh shit, it's David Long.
Now, there's obvious issues with a guy like that. I mean, now that he's talking destiny and things like that, if they do lose, that vision's in jeopardy. That's what worries me about a guy like that. So because it's going right, it's good. But I'd so much rather have that in my locker room than a guy who says things like, what did he say last week?
He didn't know what was going on.
He implied that he didn't know what was going on at the lower levels of his locker room. That's a star rookie player. You just drafted that guy. Like, that guy's yours, specifically yours. And there are people in that locker room who look up to that player because he's going to be a dude. We're watching him turn into a dude right in front of us.
Yeah.
And then you got Dan Campbell, who, you didn't see that the next part, but they're handing out game balls and everybody's embracing the player next to him.
It's like when you go into battle with somebody, like that's what it feels like. It's like, hey, we went through hell, but we came out alive. Like we won.
I used to live every week for the videos of Vrabel in the locker room after a win.
Yes.
I remember after the Seattle game, he goes, I don't know how many damn yards you ran for, but we needed every single one of them. Derrick Henry, the game ball. And I remember that. I was just like, run He gave players props when it was due, but you had to earn it. And I don't know about Callahan, man. I don't know.
But you
hope
still
it works out.
You think we should give him another year, just like Okay.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I'm going to talk shit about him, but I absolutely want him to have at least one more year because why waste my time implementing this? My time as a fan, implementing this, opening up a new stadium, boosting ticket prices to an astronomical level to where it would actually be inconvenient for me to go to a game. Like, why would I, unless it works out? And you've got to make it work out.
That's fair. I do. That makes sense.
I mean, there's a lot riding on this relationship. Rand Carthon and the Callahans, specifically the Callahan, have a lot of faith in them and trusted in them by this ownership team. And if it's not well placed, it's going to cost the city of Nashville a lot of money, honestly.
Yeah, and it's going to be bad if they don't pull their stuff together. Yeah,
they've got to figure this out because you've got a game you look good and it's just not all coming together. I mean, somehow in the midst of this, where they're moving the ball pretty well, they're not walking away with points.
So here's the thing. That's what I was saying about this game. It blew my mind. I said, when we do this tonight, and Lee, like we were talking about it earlier, like this is going to be a difficult pod to do about this game, strictly because
why are they 10 yards? Why didn't you throw the ball 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage?
I don't understand watching this game back. If I would have just watched it without any touchdowns being scored, if I was walking in and out, I would have thought we won the game actually. But this doesn't make sense. We're not scoring touchdowns. So actually, key to victory from last week, Lee literally said it: score touchdowns, not field goals. Well, we didn't do that, so therefore we lost. So congrats to Lee, even though he missed on his score total, but he did get that right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and by the way, cheers to that. I don't have to buy season tickets for him.
Hey, you know what's funny is, Lee called me the next morning, and he goes, hey, So you've known Josh for a while, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, is he actually serious about that?
So
I said, he is a
going
man of his word.
Going back to the whole coaching thing, okay? The reason I feel like you ride with Callahan for at least one more year.
So I'm the only
And
one
here's
that
why.
thinks that we need to get rid of him.
Yes, you are.
Okay. That's fair.
Fine.
That's fair.
Which is fine, and I'm fine.
The
with that.
reason why, had Detroit done the same thing after year one under Dan Campbell,
It's true.
they would not be where they are.
Yeah. That's my excuse.
His coaching record in year one, 3-13-1. Year 2, 9-8. Year 3, 12-5, and they lost in the NFC Championship.
Are you
to
saying
San
we can trade for Matt Stafford? Or trade
I would
for
pick
Jared
up-
Goff?
Josh, we've had this conversation. Josh, we're not going there.
And
We're not getting.
and so far,
we're not doing a
and
1 year
so far-
deal. Philip Rivers type. No.
Matt Stafford won a Super. The whole trade. We'll cover.
I was about to say, yeah.
and so far, they have one loss, and they're 12-1.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Wait. You said his first season, though, right?
3-13-1.
Okay.
Yes.
Next season they were in the NFC Championship, and then now they're
No.
No,
They're his first year they were 3-13-1.
and they went
Year
9-8.
2, 9-8.
9-8.
Year 3, they were 12-5.
I take that. That's our climb from 2018 to 2021. Really.
Okay.
And then this year they're 12-1.
Were they not in the NFC Championship last year, though?
No, they were one
Yes.
game away. Were they?
Josh,
They
they were in
finished-
it. Yes. That was the big
Yeah.
ordeal.
Yes,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
was because they played Matt Stafford in the game before and beat him to get to the NFC.
Okay.
Championship.
Also, what
And
did
then
Dan? Hey,
And
what
then
was
they also beat
Dan-
Baker.
I remember. I'm so sorry.
What
I
was
don't.
Dan?
When we're not in the playoffs, I try not to pay attention.
I'm a fan of what I'm about to say. What was Dan Campbell's profession before he did this?
He was a special teams coordinator, wasn't he?
But before that, even
Oh,
He was a player.
was he a former player?
yeah. He played for the
Yeah.
08 Lions that went winless.
That's fine, but that's what I want. But then Brett,
Um,
I want
his
a
career-
former player as
his-
a coach. I
His
do.
career. 1999 to 2002, he was in New York with the Giants.
Well, you know, Carthon's a former player. Played running back for the Colts.
Yeah, that's great. Cool.
03, 2003 to 2005, he was with the Dallas Cowgirls.
Oh, actually, while we're on, I should check the score of that game.
Oh yeah.
And then 06, 07, 08, he was in Detroit.
Pollard's such a stud, man.
7-7, 2 minutes left in the first quarter of that game.
Yeah, Pollard is a stud muffin.
This is a stud, man.
I hope he stays healthy, but then again, okay. Are we gonna get into draft stuff tonight, Lee?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I'll wait.
So we're looking back at top 5 games from this last week. Thursday night, Detroit at Green Bay. Probably the most controversial game of the week.
I want a bucket of all the Green Bay Packer tears.
Oh, my girlfriend doesn't like you very much right now.
Oh yeah, I want a bucket of your tears too. I do not care. Y'all dominated the Lions for decades. They haven't had anything. Let them talk their talk, okay? Because they did y'all. And I saw so many people on Twitter talking about, oh, this was an offsides and this was this. No, it wasn't. Learn football.
Oh God.
Y'all lost. Move on.
Oh, this was a hell of a game, by the way.
Yeah, that
Jets
one
at the
was fun.
Dolphins. And little did we know when this game happened, the Jets would be eliminated from playoff contention.
The Dolphins screw everything up for everybody.
They screwed us like 3 years ago.
I'm glad we did them in last year and sent them to Kansas City for the playoffs.
Yes. And then our game, Jacksonville at Tennessee.
Oh, this was
35-10 blowout.
hey, this right here was the game of the decades. It was 50-49.
It's
No.
35-10.
Yeah.
According to Lee.
Seattle at Arizona.
Yeah, I mispicked this game. I kind of.
I've always been.
So did I.
a
Don't feel
believer in
bad.
Seattle.
No, it was at Arizona.
I'm always been a believer of Seattle. Like, I think Seattle is just well built.
And then the game of the week, Kansas City at Los Angeles against Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
And no J.K. Dobbins. Also, once again, they squeak it out.
I was about to say, wasn't that decided by a missed field goal? By Dicker, the kicker?
Yeah, thanks, Josh. You traded me him, but it's cool.
I love Dicker, the kicker. Trade him back. I'll take him. I just love the nickname, honestly.
I know. Yeah.
That guy, he probably made too much NIL money off of his nickname.
No, I'm sure. Oh, he didn't get it until he was in the pros, I don't think. Because I heard a color commentator call him that. And that's why I started calling him that.
Dicker the kicker.
Dicker the kicker.
Yeah, Dicker the kicker.
I really wanted the Titans to draft him, but it didn't happen.
Well, we got 90-year-old Nick Folk, so
Uncle Nick's
similar, right?
Geriatric.
It's Christmas time, St. Nick.
And he ran straight. Calvin Ridley, and he ran.
Oh, guess what? Oh, you haven't even got to the point to where you just said what you just said. When you see one play, you're going to want to probably jump off the pod.
He ran straight.
Oh, he did? No, he didn't.
I mean, he got tripped straight, but, I mean, whatever.
Wait till the fourth quarter.
I'm in the fourth quarter. 4 minutes, 6:30 left.
No, he's about to see it. Okay.
It looks like we're driving. This game's over. Why? Why does our line suck so bad?
No. Oh, Josh, you're at the good part right now. Well, the bad.
I'm about to say, I don't know. We don't have the same definition.
No, it's
Should we just pause and let him?
I want him to see the Ridley play I'm talking about because he already is. Yeah.
What is this? Why did you have Skoronski pull across the formation? All for 8 yards.
Is it third down yet?
3rd and 3. Bunch formation. Who they got a massive dude over on the left.
Hey Lee, here it is. We're gonna watch.
Pollard's such a monster, dude. Like the dude just runs.
Wait, maybe he's not where I think.
No, probably not. There's 4 minutes left in the fourth. They're like driving. Oh. They're like on the 20-yard line right now.
Okay.
Another pitch play. I have a hard time believing. I have a hard time believing that. Nice. That Tajay Spears does best coming off of a pitch play. Like I have a hard time believing that.
Mr. No ACL.
Yeah, it's not even that. I mean, a pitch to Pollard, like.
So I'm just going to tell you, Josh, you haven't seen where Ridley catches the ball and just runs right out of bounds, like right before the first down yet. Then.
That was the one spoiler I got.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why did you run such a shallow route on 3rd down? Like, why? Here it is, right here. This is it. Yeah, he didn't even look like, dude. It's orange. And then are you colorblind?
What's crazy is then he throws his hands up. He's like, "Oh man,
man, I didn't know." I'll watch the door next year.
Yeah, what are we doing?
All right, Nick.
Yeah,
you can have that one. That was a hard catch. A better receiver would have caught.
Oh,
they got the ball back.
We're going because it was 4th down.
What?
Oh, we got the ball back. Yeah. It's bad.
With a minute left?
Oh, yeah.
This game's over. I mean, you look at this, like, how could it possibly 3rd and 9? Okay.
Oh, we got it back.
What? We go through it on 4th down twice in the 4th quarter inside our own 5? And we lose this game?
Hey, How do you feel about your leader of men now?
Vrabel would have put the helmet on and longest yarded it himself.
Exactly.
Yes,
No, seriously, like Adam Sandler
he
style.
would have.
And if we want to go more,
No,
old
like
school,
Burt Reynolds style, where he
I
goes
just-
in at
Burt
89
Reynolds.
years old,
yeah, he's like, hold on.
takes the handoff and helicopters into the end zone. I can't believe
And
they
lays
got
there
this
with a
ball
broken
back.
leg.
I'm thinking this game's over, and Latham jumped off sides.
I already
Or he
left
jumped
my
early.
house taking my daughter home, and I was like, heard it on the radio, and I was like, oh god.
3rd and 10. 38 seconds left. You know, every time I think Will Levis is going to ascend with one of these like amazing moments,
He
it's
did
like the
against
moment-
Miami last season.
Yeah, but when has he done it since? Like when you really needed him.
They've talked a lot about that on 104.5 this week.
I just look, it's the it.
I
I
think-
was talking about Diego Pavia when they were on that streak. It's the it factor. It's that gotta have it, need to have it, will have it attitude.
So
It's
does
the
not
nut,
talking about Will Levis.
it's the nut cutter
Talking
mentality.
yeah,
Yes.
So talking about Will Levis. Tyler, you wanna cook right here?
I mean, Lee, I love you to death.
Ooh.
Obviously, you know, we talked, like, but here's my thing. I honestly don't even know we're having this conversation. Honestly, I agreed to it. We're going to do it on the pod. Absolutely. But at the same time, like at this point, I think we should keep Levis. I don't think this is the quarterback draft that we like I don't think we need to take a quarterback in this draft, which we're about to get into draft talk. We don't need to take a quarterback. Honestly, playoffs are gone. Levis, I think play calling has a lot to do with Levis's
Ability.
ability this year,
or lack thereof.
That's why I just went on the rant I did before. As far as Rudolph goes, Rudolph is going to Rudolph. I've said that since we started doing the pod. Rudolph is going to do Rudolph shit. That's just what's going to happen. And then you look at this, and I get it. But Rudolph is going to do this probably if he's with any team in the NFL, even if they have a losing or winning record. This is what you're going to get. And I understand seeing this, but I just think Will Levis, like, why not just try? Because I have seen it in him before. Now, if he doesn't do anything next year, then yes, we'll talk about it then.
All right, Tyler. So you're the GM of the Tennessee Titans. It's your first day of work. And they tell you if you go 3-10 next year with this quarterback, we're going to fire you. If you go 3-10 down the stretch, we're going to fire you. And you're going to have to find a new place for your kids to go and a new place to live. Are you drafting a quarterback, or are you sticking with Levis, or are you doing both?
In that situation, I'm probably being like, that's a tough question. Honestly,
that's the real question.
But the real question, that's a fair question. But I probably would go. Let's go get a free agent.
Sam Darnold.
I'm not saying Levis is the answer forever. I want to retract some of the stuff I just said. So just so you know. But at the same time, I don't think starting Mason changes anything. And honestly, even if you start Mason and we win out, I still don't think that changes shit with Callahan.
This is a challenging offense, though. I mean, look how long it took, Levis to kind of figure out the nuances of it. What if we put Mason in and he's got the nuances down?
So let me ask you this, Josh. Is this offense too challenging? Is my question for whoever comes in. Okay. You just say yes. You agree with me, though. You're agreeing with me.
Absolutely. But does that mean that we shouldn't do it?
Conversation.
Does that mean that we shouldn't do it just because it's too challenging? Because when we master it, it may be the best thing we've ever seen. It'll definitely. I mean,
and that's why I'm saying we should keep Levis, because if Levis could figure this, if he could figure it out, it might be a different situation.
What do you think, Lee?
I'm going to go along the same lines as Tyler, but I don't look at free agent. I look at draft.
I just meant the question that he asked, though. I mean, if my job's on the line, maybe I go get a safe quarterback or just start Mason. But at the same time, I'm thinking future. I
think you draft a quarterback and sit him behind Levis.
That's what I'm talking about.
I think you get the guy you want in 3 years, and you said or 2 years or however long,
You
You
think
set
you
him
draft
out
a
Levis.
quarterback but keep Levis is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I think you should, especially because then you have
Well-
to restart the whole process and teach a player to be an NFL player.
So you thinking like a Michael Penix or a Jordan Love
Yes.
type situation?
I would love Michael Penix's
Okay.
situation right now.
or Mahomes. Because remember, he's
Mahomes
set
is
for a
up
year or two behind
Absolutely.
Alex Smith.
I don't think I'm a huge don't start your quarterback within 3 years guy. I mean, look at
You
Malik
have said
Willis
that
right now.
many times, yeah.
I will die on that hill.
Yeah,
I'll
you
be-
have said
before
that.
before I die of the pneumonia trying
But-
to run
Sure.
Cole Anderson out of town. I will die.
I would definitely keep Mason Rudolph
As your backup.
For
and
why?
start him over Will. Start him over Will.
You would
Kills
start
confidence
him
of the
over Will.
player. Why? I mean, just get rid of him at that point.
We already know, and I will say this about Will, and as I said, we should keep him mentally. I don't know if he's all like, you know what I mean. So,
Well, if you think that Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers were not, then man, I got a beachfront property in Arizona to sell you.
And where I would go is I would actually probably keep Will Levis too, and just use him as like a rotational piece at quarterback for
So
certain
you gonna have him
things.
come in on 4th and 1 and run the tush push?
actually, I have a question for Josh about now that we're on this.
You either get rid of him or you
Okay, so I'm going to talk like play style a little bit.
Mhm.
Josh, are you of my mindset in saying this? And me and Lee have talked about this a lot before you like joined the pod and everything. Here's what I think. People always are complaining and talking shit like this and that about he's running, he's literally, he's diving head first, he's doing all this stuff, right? I want to see more of that because when he was doing that, we saw good stuff happen last year. I want to see the man run more.
I want to see him get to year 10.
See, I want to see him run through a wall.
There's a way to run without putting your body at risk. I mean, this is a guy who's already had a major injury this year that could have put him out if he tried to play through it.
We saw how many times he's been sacked this year, though. He actually, how we always used to say like Tana Wills. He actually has more running ability than Tannehill. Actually,
Yeah, but Tannehill was a wide receiver in college and had some common sense when it came to protecting himself.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's taught. Ooh, whiteboard.
Yeah.
I feel you though. I'd like to see it. Like if we could get
So,
a quarterback that could do that, I'm down. But
Yeah.
go ahead, Lee.
So we're gonna go quickly through this whiteboard. This play was from the 7:05 point of the second quarter. So what you got is you got the block right there.
Are we in nickel? What are we?
No, this is from our offensive standpoint.
Oh, what is the?
You got pulled by Chig. And then they're basically you got right there, and there. And basically what you're going to get with Tony Pollard is you're going to have that fake, you're going to have the handoff, and then he's going to either bounce it outside or come back in. From what that play looked like is that he came back inside. He found that hole behind the left tackle or the right tackle because everything was sliding to the backside because you had Skoronski pulling and Chig pulling on that play.
That was an interesting play too, because once again, like honestly, it looked a little elementary to me with the antics, but at the same time, like, but you know what I mean? Like when he did the little turn,
that looked like Pee Wee football right there.
It did. But honestly, like that was one time where I will eat crow and I'll eat my words. It did work.
I mean,
So that's where it's like,
just because it's elementary doesn't mean it won't work. It just means that it's more predictable or more
Yeah.
likely to have a mistake. Like the pitches when they pitch in the backfield.
oh God, don't
Like what are the odds that's
Ditch
going
the
to be a
pitch.
productive play?
ditch the pitch. Exactly.
Ditch the pitch. What are the odds that's going to be a productive play? And I just have the feeling, I don't know why I would feel this way, but Pollard runs better with a full head of steam. So why are you slowing his momentum down to catch a pitch coming out of the backfield from 10 yards deep?
Exactly.
Why are we getting so cute? Why do we have Skoronski pulling across the formation for a 3-yard gain? Like
You literally just like said like straight up like why are we getting so cute? And that is the issue I have with this Callahan.
it's the pitch. I love it.
Yeah. Like that's the issue
But-
that I have.
Before we get out of here, let's dive into draft talk.
Right on.
Lee, I'm going to
Which
let
is where
you
I
lead
think-
in with the right tackle talk of what transpired this past weekend.
Before we dive into the actual draft, the draft order, just so you know, of the top 8 teams in this draft class, only 7 are eliminated.
The last one is Carolina.
How-
Isn't it?
Go
is
ahead,
Carolina?
Lee, Soapbox Lee talk. I'm going to shut up. Like, go
This-
ahead.
This suits for all those teams that were eliminated.
Yeah, exactly.
R.I.P.
And I'm
Lee.
sitting here wondering, and Tyler and I, like we've went back and forth, and we're wondering, like, how is Carolina not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs? Well, you look at their division. You have Tampa Bay at 7-6, and then everybody else has a losing record.
I think Tampa is 7-6. I think Atlanta is 6-7, and then everybody else. Yeah, it's like a nightmare. Yeah,
They're all within a game of each other.
yeah. Except for the last two, but still, it's just crazy.
If we're not the pot calling the kettle black, because what for how many years now has just barely a winning record put our team's winner,
That's fair.
Our division's winner into the playoffs.
That's fair.
So,
Our games have been flexed many years because of what Josh is talking about.
watch what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
We might have
But-
some angry Carolina fans in our mention.
Right.
But the NFL draft order, just for the outside of the playoffs, you have Vegas 1, which they're taking a quarterback.
Yeah,
Giants
absolutely. They're going to take the door.
Taking a quarterback. New England 3, Carolina 4, Jacksonville 5, Tennessee 6, Jets 7, Browns 8, Chicago 9, Cincinnati 10,
Chicago may not win another game.
New Orleans 11, Dallas 12, Miami 13, Indy 14, Atlanta 15, Arizona 16, San Francisco 17, and the Rams 18. So 16, 17, 18 are all out of that NFC West.
So, Lee, I want to let you kind of cook a little bit on this because, when we were talking, I'm going to kind of let you take the lead on all of this right here. Is basically some things transpired this past weekend, obviously, with all the conference championships and everything. And me and Lee do want to go ahead and formally admit that we want to eat a little bit of crow because of what Kelvin Banks did against Georgia for that right tackle position. Lee, do you want to speak more on that?
Banks actually did not play because he got hurt against A&M.
Oh, that was the game before we watched together. I got you.
Cameron Williams is the right tackle
I got you.
at Texas. The dude got bulldozed back into Ewer's lap.
Yeah. It was bad.
And
Trying to slander my guy, huh? Tyler.
I'm
I whiffed
not
on
gonna say
that, dude. It's all good. We're good, dude. Hey, we all make mistakes, dude.
but
we want to magnify
updated
yours.
mock draft. Updated mock draft. And I will go full screen on this. So the number one pick is Las Vegas. They take Shador. And you're probably asking, well, how? The dude's been in Vegas all week talking with Antonio Pierce.
You think he's going to be there next year?
Antonio Pierce?
He's awesome.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
I bet if he gets Shador, I bet he does.
All right.
Cam Ward to New York to the Giants at 2. Travis Hunter to New England at 3. Mason Graham to Carolina at 4.
That's a weird pick.
Will Johnson, the corner out of Michigan, to Jacksonville at 5. McMillan, the wide receiver out of Arizona, to Tennessee at 6.
I'm fine with that.
I would be fine with that as well.
I'm fine with that.
Abdul Carter, which is Murph's guy, Jay Murph's guy, out of Penn State.
I would take either one of those two. I don't care.
To the Jets at 7. Will
But
Campbell.
I would take McMillan first. For sure.
Will Campbell tackle out of LSU to Cleveland. Kelvin Banks out of Texas to Chicago at 9. Ashton Jeanty. This is the one I think you could see go top 5 if he wins the Heisman.
I can see him in Carolina.
I could see him in Carolina, or I hate to say it, I could see him in Jacksonville.
I want to talk about Jeanty after we go through this real quick. I got a question for both of you.
Ashton Jeanty to Cincy at 10. Malachi Starks, the safety out of Georgia, to New Orleans at 11. Luther Burden, the third wide receiver out of Missouri, to Dallas at 12. Jalen Walker, linebacker out of Georgia, to Miami at 13. Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan, to Indianapolis at 14. James Pierce Jr., edge rusher out of Tennessee, to Atlanta at 16. Michael Williams, edge rusher, Georgia, to Arizona at 16. Nick Scorton, edge rusher, Texas A&M,
That guy seems
to
to be
San Francisco at 17. Siobhan Ravel Jr., corner out of East Carolina, to the Rams at 18. Tyler Warren, tight end out of Penn State, to Tampa Bay at 19. Ursary out of tackle out of Minnesota to Washington at 20. Kenneth Grant, defensive lineman out of Michigan, to the Chargers at 21. Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver, Ohio State, to Denver at 22. Walter Nolan, defensive lineman out of Ole Miss, to Seattle at 23. Josh Simmons, offensive tackle out of Ohio State, to Baltimore at 24. Tyler Booker, interior offensive lineman out of Alabama, to Texas, to Houston at 25. Benjamin Morrison, corner out of Notre Dame, to the Green Bay Packers at 26. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver out of Texas, to Pittsburgh at 27. Tyleek Williams, defensive lineman out of Ohio State, to Minnesota at 28. Deion Walker, defensive lineman out of Kentucky, to Buffalo at 29. Shamar Stewart, another defensive lineman. He's actually a defensive lineman, not an edge rusher, out of Texas A&M, to Philadelphia at 30. Cameron Williams, tackle out of Texas, to KC at 31. And Landon Jackson, edge rusher out of Arkansas, to Detroit at 32.
They got a leader of man winning Super Bowls.
And the thing that I told Tyler this, I looked further on in, in the second round at pick 37. Tyler's already said that if this happens, he's jumping off the cliff. They have us taking Jalen Milroe at 37.
Oh, I won't. Yeah, it's
Do it
okay. So honestly, I got a surprise for both of you guys. So tonight, I want to say a couple things. You talked about G taking him, right? I'm actually formally sitting here. This is a surprise for both of Lee and Josh because they don't know I was going to do this. I am not challenging, but I want to give a shout out to the Titans Coliseum podcast. And I want to tell you that I want us to have a podcast battle. I want us, all six of us three and y'all's three, to get together and talk about the draft at some point. I want us to literally hash it out. Y'all got a different style. We got a different style because shout out RJ Ellison. I gotta say something. He posted something. He said after he saw G&T play this last conference championship game, he strictly said, we need to go back to old school Titans football, get the running back we need, and I want us to all get on a pod. So TCP, I love you guys. You guys are family to me. You've had me on, but I'm calling you guys out, and I want all of us to get together on a pod. Podcast versus podcast. Let's hash all this stuff out. It'd be great.
So we are about 3 weeks away from our mock draft. Us doing our mock draft live. Because I know Tyler and I know you and I have talked about it.
Yeah.
Doing our Titans mock draft after the Houston game.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds fine to me. Let's do it.
Heck yeah, dude.
So
we can cry over the loss to the Texans.
Exactly. Hey, surprise, guys. Hey, I gotta have some surprises sometimes, you know.
That was pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so down, but I did not expect you to do that. So
yeah. Both of y'all didn't. It was already planned, but it's cool.
Understood. That's awesome. No, would love to collab with the TCP.
They're great.
Anything that you two gentlemen want to add?
No, I'm good, man. Tonight's been great, though. It's been a great pod. We're still going to be having a lot of changes come up.
Try new things.
Absolutely. Try some new things. We got a lot of good stuff coming up.
Tonight was just basically a raw night.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And most of them coming up are going to be a little bit more raw, so it's going to be good.
Take it away, Lee.
Well, gentlemen, we ready to shut up shop?
Yes, sir.
For J Murph, TK, my name is Lee Ellison. Thank you for checking out the 615. Stay classy and tighten.
Tighten up.
Tighten up. Let's get tightened up. Tightened up. I've been scoping from the sideline, waiting for the right time to send the freshest team to scrimmage. So I'm busting y'all. Welcome to Nashville. We got this here. Don't worry about it. We got this here. Music City Soul. Out till loud and clear. Don't worry about it. See, we got this here. It's a brand new dance and it's about to go live. Tighten up, Nashville. Rep the 615.